Welcome back, guys, to another video of Man I Like Firearms. Today, we're going to be going over the Sig P365 XL. I know I'm a little tired of the party with this review, but I finally picked up a Sig P365 XL about 6-7 months ago. And I've been carrying it off and on along with my Glock 19 to see how I like it. I've been taking it to the range and shooting it and doing all that good stuff. And to go ahead and give you the verdict, I like this gun a lot. This is a fantastic gun. Just from the ergos of the gun, the way the gun fits in your hand, how thin its thin line profile it is, everything to it is just a stellar handgun. And we'll go into that as we go more into the video. So why would you choose the Sig P365 XL over a Glock 19 or another carry gun? Well, the reality of it is weight, size, and form factor is the biggest plus to this gun. It holds 12 rounds in a flush fit magazine, so that's 13. It's significantly thinner than the Glock 19, and it's lighter than the Glock 19. The first thing we'll talk about with the Sig P365 is reliability. I have had zero malfunctions out of this firearm. Now granted, I've only shot maybe 500, 600 rounds of 9mm through it, so I don't even think I've hit the 1,000 round mark on it yet, mainly because of ammo prices and just time at the range. I just have a lot of time to spend on one gun at the range. That being said, I've had zero malfunctions throughout the entire time. It shot really good. It feels really good to shoot. The most amazing, so that we'll actually use that as a segue into how the gun shoots. The most amazing part about it, with it being a smaller gun than the Glock 19, it shoots like a full-size handgun. The recoil is very manageable, more than very manageable. It's a very nice recoil impulse for, I'd imagine, for as small of a gun as it is. Now, I can't speak on the actual Sig P365. I've never shot one of those. I've only shot the XL version, but it is a very nice carry gun to shoot. And of course, you know, could you enter competitions with it? I guess technically, but it's not really for that. As far as a carry gun goes, it is phenomenal, like absolutely amazing. I have no issues with it. I know that Sig had a few hiccups when the gun very first came out, you know, with primer drag and stuff like that, but it wasn't. I don't see this at all in this example that I have here. And of course, I'm only a sample size of one. But the one that I bought just off the shelf has been really good. I really enjoy it. Going down from that, we'll talk about features of the handgun. So going from the grip, we've got a very aggressive stippling on the grip, very aggressive skateboard type stippling. I like it. I haven't shot this gun this summer yet. When I got it, it was turning winter, so I haven't had really sweaty hands yet, but it feels like I haven't had any issues with it ripping out of my hand yet. It feels like a really good grip texture, really good. It feels like a really grippy, I guess you could say, grip texture. Below that, this P365 XL has a beveled mag well, so which is nice for easy insertion of magazines. So that works really well. And we have the magazine release, which is reversible ambidextrous, I believe. The magazine release is very easy to hit. It's very easy to find. I have no issues dropping mags whenever I want to. It just, you know, whether it's with my finger or my thumb, I don't find the smaller grip impedes that. Now whenever I do have to drop magazines, I do find myself rolling the gun a little more than I do on a Glock or anything, and that's just because the width of the grip is so much less than a Glock. And that's just what I've shot, so that's what I'm used to, so that's what I'm going to compare it to. It's comparable to any other polymer frame gun so far. I bought mine because it was cheaper with the manual safety, so they come with manual safeties and not with manual safeties. I just took mine out, so if you buy one, if you see one cheaper with the manual safety, it's really easy to just take out. As long as you're okay with living with having that little divot inside of your frame. And even if you're not okay with that, it's like $50 I think you can buy a frame that doesn't have a safety one on it. So sometime down the road you can just change the frames out. I don't care about having a notch. It doesn't bother me at all. Going up to that, the Sig P365 XL features a flat face trigger. It's a good trigger. It's making sure the gun's clear before I dry fire it. It's a very good striker fire trigger. It's got a very nice pull, and then it's got a very nice reset, very audible, very tactile. The only thing I don't like about Sig triggers are they feel a little spongy to me. I don't like how, and this is just something to speak on, I do not like how they, the click, which I'll pretty close to the mic, is spongy. Let me see, I'll compare it with here's a Glock 19. Like, something about the muffled, spongy click of the Sig, I just do not prefer. But it doesn't seem to be any issue as far as like anything with it. Like, the trigger's fine. When I'm actually shooting the gun and not focusing on the trigger as much, it's fine. I've made beautiful groups with this, you know. It shoots great. Going up, we have a slide stop, slide release, just like any other gun, you know, and then you have your takedown lever right here. If you buy the gun, it's easy to take down. I'll show you on camera here. Lock the slide back, pull the takedown lever down, and then you're done. It's that simple. Yeah, and then we're back in business. Going up above that, I have the slide. I do like how it comes with forward slide serrations. Some people don't care for those. I like it for press checks. I do like press checking. I'm kind of a LARPer, so you know what I'm saying. I like to make sure my gun's a little loaded, dude. But no, I do like doing press checks. It does make me feel cool and it makes me feel safe. So I like that. And it keeps fingerprints off of doing press checks off of this, and I get autistic whenever I see fingerprints on my glass with my optics. And then going above that, I do have a Romeo 0 on here, which is what its footprint cut for. That Romeo 0 footprint in the Hollow Suns, which I'd probably recommend over this. I just got this for a really good deal, like $70. Some guy was just selling it, so I said, sure, why not? Throw it on there. And it's been no problem. The only issue I have with the Romeo 0 is it's polymer framed, so I think for concealed carry it'd be fine. If you were to ever duty carry this gun, which I don't know why you would, it's not really designed for that. I would probably get the Hollow Sun or an aluminum frame, metal frame one. Going on to that, going with the optic mounting, I do not like the optic mounting system on this. I do appreciate that it goes away from plates, because I don't like plates. Now, with that being said, the CWHS precision plates are great for the Glock, stuff like that, so I guess, you know, they probably would have made plates for it, but I also do not like how you lose your rear sight when you want to mount an optic. I know it's not a big deal. These have the little rear sight nubs on them so that you can line up your line them up in case of emergency, but I just do not like it. Aesthetically even, I just like to see the rear iron sights, which is a bummer because Sig came out with the new Sig P365, the compensated one, that does it, so I know that they could have done it, they just didn't. And that's probably my biggest gripe with this gun, is that. And the price of magazines. Magazines are like $50-$60 a piece, which is insane. Mainly because I'm used to buying Glock magazines, which are like, you know, $10 a piece. So, as far as that, the iron sights that come from the factory are pretty good. You have a big green dot front sight that comes from it, and then your rear sights are 2 white dots. They're great. If you don't want to put an optic on it, you will not need to change your irons, I do not think. I mean, I wouldn't change them. They're fantastic from the factory. Now, getting into like why you might buy this over, why would you want a Sig P365 XL over a Glock 19? Okay, because, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, you hear Glock, blah, blah, blah. And I am a Glock fanboy. I love Glock, and Glock was the first handgun I ever bought, but I still think this is better than Glock, and marginally, you know, better for different things, I guess you could say. So the biggest deterrent, or the biggest thing is ammunition for size factor. So this flush fit holds 12 plus 1 rounds, so 13 rounds. Flush fit Glock holds 15 plus 1, so 16 rounds. So you're losing 3 rounds with this gun. However, if we look at the size and the form factor of the two guns, so I have my Glock 19 right here, we can see how much smaller this this gun is than the Glock 19, and we're talking 3 rounds we're losing. I'm kind of holding this kind of stupid, but and then if we look at the back straps of the grips, how much thinner this grip is than this, and I know it doesn't look like much, but it is. And then we'll go over here and I'll show you the finger. We can see the Glock, how much wider the grip is on the Glock 19. Also, they sell 15 round magazines that fit into here and make the grip a little bit longer, and if we do it from the height of the optic, it doesn't make it that much longer than the Glock 19 to have 15 round magazines. Like barely anything. Honestly, in a concealed carry form, you probably won't even notice it. So if you wanted to run these with 15 round magazines, you most certainly could, and it most certainly works, and it honestly makes it a little bit more comfortable. So something to think about with that. So that's really it. That's really the reason why you would buy this over that. Is it fits in that micro compact double stack area, the same area that the Ruger Max 9 sits in, the Shield Plus, and all that stuff. Well, the P365, you know, the X, the XL, the regular one, all that. So that's really the main reason. Now, why the XL over just the P365? I chose the XL because I have bigger hands. This fits my hands just about perfectly. So it's pretty great, and just like the Glock, you know, it fits my hands just about perfectly. The Glock's got a little bit more of a pinky rest on it than this one does, but it's like, I mean, we're talking just barely. So I picked this one because I'm a bigger dude and concealed carrying the XL is no problem, so I'd rather have the bigger one anyways, seeing as if I bought a Sig P365, I would probably conceal carry it with the bigger base plate anyway, so I could have a pinky rest. So that was my thought process behind that. Conceal carrying this gun is a dream. It feels good. It's so thin. Like sometimes I'll never say I forget it's there. It's always a little uncomfortable to carry a gun. I don't care what anybody says. I've never carried a gun and be like, oh wow, I just totally forgot I had that on me. But this is nice. I mean, I appendix carry with it, so I bend over. Everything's great. It feels good. And then what I really think this thing's going to shine is in the summer. Right now, I'm still carrying, and this is another thing that I find now. With this caveat, the Glock 19, I've had this for years. And I've shot it and shot it and shot it, and I love this thing. I'm still finding myself carrying the Glock 19 over I'm still finding myself carrying the Glock 19 over the Sig P365, but I really think that the main reason for that is because A, it's still cold, so I can still wear jackets and get away with it. It doesn't print as bad with a jacket, you know, because it is a lot larger of a gun. And it may not be able to do it justice on video, but it is a lot larger of a gun. And then also with that, I'm used to this gun. I like the trigger better, I like everything better. I've shot the crap out of this gun, and so I'm a lot more used to this one than I am the Sig, so I default to what I'm used to. But I think during the summer, this is going to reign supreme. I do think this will be my summer carry gun, and I think that it will be a fantastic carry gun. Another gripe, actually while I'm thinking about it, that I have is I hate the flashlight mounting system on this. So it doesn't have, of course, Sig had to go with a proprietary mounting system, and luckily Streamlight accommodated that with their Sig mounting system for their Streamlight TLR7 sub, which is a fantastic little light, but that's a tangent for another time. And so it mounts on with these bars right here, but the problem with it is unlike the Glock or anything else, it doesn't have like a tooth inside of it for them to stick on. So the only thing that's holding this in is friction. So what I had to do was tighten this down. I had to cinch it down pretty good, and then I got a piece of electrical tape and put it between the trigger guard and the flashlight. And that wedged it in there, so now it doesn't move anymore. I don't have like any issues of it taking out the polymer or nothing like that. Which I know was an issue in the beginning with these, was apparently it was cutting into the polymer. Now, if you don't carry a line in your carry gun, you don't subscribe to that, then this will be no issues for you. But I do think that it could have been done better. And they do also have lowers for this, like frames for this, that do have Picatinny, that do fix that. But I think that's kind of ridiculous. You have to buy an aftermarket support for that. But other than that, A-okay. I would definitely recommend buying this gun. I definitely enjoy shooting it. And the fact that the grip module is the actual serialized fire control part, which I don't know if I mentioned that, but with the Sig and the new Sig line, I'm sure a lot of you guys know, The serialized part is the fire control group. So the lower, all this stuff you can just order straight to your house. So once you have that fire control group, you can change everything about this gun. It's completely modular. And they do have a lot, you know, the Wilson Combat grips. There's a bunch of different ones actually. You know, Sig has their own like special grips for it and everything like that. So like, I don't think you'll need to change them. I think these are fine. But if you do want that little extra customization and stuff like that, you can do it, and it's great too because it doesn't have the rails on it. So like QC, I don't think is as big of an issue with it as long as the holes line up and everything, because the gun's still riding on that frame that you pulled out. So that stuff I'm not worried about. But anyways, I think this is a definite buy. This is definitely a good handgun, and I do not see why. If you're in the market for one, you see one for the right price around that 500, 550 mark, I'd pick it up. I mean, 100% would grab it, just to have it. And again, if you're looking for that summer carry gun, that smaller, if you're a man, the XL's great. If you're a woman, the P365, the regular one might be great for you. Or if you just have smaller hands, or if you're okay with your pinky hanging off. It's whatever you want. But I do think that fundamentally, the P365 line is a great line of handguns. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this answered, thank you guys for watching. I hope I articulated my point that I like the Sig P365. If you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, whatever you guys want to comment. And always remember, the Taurus Judge is the worst handgun ever invented, and there's no good reason to own one. And that's just a fact. Now, one thing I do actually want to note, I filmed a lot of the review before coming out here and shooting. So this gun gets hot, and this gets hot. So just remember that when dropping the old slide. Also, when this gets hot, this gets a little harder to pull back when it gets good and chunky. Now, it should be noted also that I have not cleaned this gun since I've gotten it. So we're sitting at about, I put 150 through it just now, so we're probably close to 1,000 on this. And I haven't taken it apart and cleaned it at all. So, you know, that's just kind of the person I am. Just so you guys know.